Not yet.
Hey, hello, how are you? Joe, the Aurora Hunter in Oldtown, District of Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, doing a live stream. So first of all, let me say, a 10 now, in our Dennisou Clay language, our Denny language, a 10 now, which means, how are you doing? I hope you're living well. So it's just a form of greeting. The old people would say it like that, a 10 now, and you would say, Tesna. I'm doing well. So here I am on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Still clouds. I talked about that before. The weather is getting warmer these days, and so with the warmer weather, we have more cloudy nights. So this is not good for Aurora, but hopefully it will change for next year. But so let me talk about Weaver and Devore. One of my favorite stores. I used to go there when I was a little kid. Weaver and Devore, the best store in Yellowknife. We're going to take a walk in there in a minute and meet some of the people there. So Weaver and Devore started around the mid-1930s. So it's been around for a while, almost 100 years, another 10 more years or so. So, but they first started over here, which is now home of Bullocks Bistro. And we're going to go over there after and have some of the world famous delicious fish that many of you have already had. And for those of you who haven't had it yet, we definitely recommend it. When you come to Yellowknife, head down to Oldtown, to Bullocks Bistro, for some fresh fish that's been just caught in the Great Slave Lake right there. Come on over here. That is the Great Slave Lake, one of the largest lakes in the world. Unofficially, it's the largest lake in the world. You can still drink the water right from the boat. And I have a video on YouTube, you can check that out. Look for Joe, the Aurora Hunter, drinking Great Slave Lake water. Healthy water, so you can imagine how healthy the fish is. Very healthy. So, yeah. Weaver and Devore started there. They moved to that old building right there. Yellowknife history of Yellowknife. Oldtown, I mean, especially in the summertime, is beautiful here tonight. I'll be doing more videos also in the summertime, but from there, they moved to its present location about 1971. That's 50-year anniversary. That's pretty cool. Let's go check it out. Mine is 54 degrees. It's a little bit cold, but it's beautiful. It makes your skin fresh. Like I always talked about that. The coldness makes your skin fresh. Come on, check it out. So like I was saying, I used to come here when I was a kid. I used to live on Ragged Ass Road. And we would collect all the pop bottles, and we would come over here when we were about 6 or 7 years old. We would go in there and we would exchange it for candy. And like I said before, my favorite candy at that time was the Yellow Mojo. Wow, so delicious. So this is what I used to do when I was 6 or 7. So it would be about 3 or 4 of us. We'd get all our candy, our little brown bags. Sit down and have our candy on a Saturday morning. Weaver and Devore, definitely one of my favorite stores. Is my favorite store. Let's go check inside. Yeah, just being inside the porch here gives me a lot of memories. Let's go inside. Warm up a little bit. Come on. You used to hang out here quite a bit, yeah. All right, look at this. The best store. It's got all your food. It's got all your camping supplies back there. And like I've told many of you before, it's the best store in Canada to buy your Canada Goose parka. All the models, all the sizes, all the colors. And the prices are very good, because I think down in Vancouver and Toronto, those kind of places, the Canada Goose is kind of like a fashion item, so maybe a little more expensive. Here we just use it because it's practical. It's cold, we need something to keep us warm. And Weaver and Devore is the best store in Canada to buy your Canada Goose parkas for sure. And so this is it. This hasn't changed in years. I remember that being there when I was a little kid, getting the Yellow Mojos. I lived with my grandparents at that time, just over there, so I would come here with my grandfather, my Yeah, so anyways, if you're in Yellowknife and you want to learn or you want to go to the best store, come to Oldtown, Weaver and Devore, and they got such a cool history of, you can find that about that history on their website called Weaver Devore, weaverdevore.ca. You've got some cool photos. You can even order your parkas online right there. So that's a cool website. Check that out, weaverdevore.ca. I'm getting a little bit hungry. I'm getting hungry. I think I need some of that great Slave Lake fish. I think we're going to try some of the local fish, whitefish and buffalo. Yes, you heard me right. Buffalo. Delicious buffalo. Hey, how you doing? Hi. And they sell, I was told, the lucky bingo cards down here. Yeah, so they have a TV bingo in Yellowknife, and I was told this place is the luckiest place to buy the cards. So I'll keep that in mind. I don't play bingo up. I did that one time. I was told, you're going to buy it today, it's going to go. What does that mean it's going to go? Well, there's enough numbers that the bingo's probably going to go. So I said, okay, I'll try it out. And I won $7,500. So that was pretty cool. And I said, yes, I like this game, bingo. So let's just take a walk down the aisle really quick. There's spices. There's cookies. Yeah, great memories. I mean, since ever since I was a kid. Let's go down this aisle here. I like this one here. Has everything you need. If you're going to go on the land, in the bush, camping, this is a store you got to stop at. All the food, all the lamps, cooking stuff, clothing, this is the store. I am getting hungry. Let's go across the Bullocks Bistro, get some fish and some buffalo. See you guys. Hey, there's Dave. Dave Weaver. Hello. All right, guys. See you later. Yeah, thank you. We'll see. All right, awesome. Got to see Dave. Yeah. Hopefully you're doing well wherever you are. Of course, this pandemic has made a whole new world. Fortunately, life in Yellowknife has kind of remained the same. We have, I think, a total of 30 cases. 27 have recovered. So they're doing very well with their COVID response here in Northwest Territories. I think we are, the Northwest Territories, is the safest place on the planet for COVID, which is very cool. Okay. Go across here. Watch your step, it's very slippery. Many people have fallen because they're not used to walking on the ice and the snow. Very slippery. On our city tour, we have done many stops right here, and of course, many of you, we've taken your photo right here. Don't move, don't move. So this is what they'd be like this. Yeah, so this is now the Bullocks Bistro. Like I said, this was originally Weaver and Devore back in the 30s. And about a few months back, we had a wonderful Yellowknifer stop into our office named Mary Rocher. She's been here for, she's a long time Yellowknifer, and when she stopped in the office, she was talking about when she used to work at Weaver and Devore, and there'd be a little wood stove, and in wintertime, back then the winters were like minus 40 and minus 50, and they were working in there and they were freezing. Just talk about pioneers and amazing. So we were so lucky to have her stop in the office and tell stories about the old days of Yellowknife. So, but anyways, like I said, I'm getting really hungry. Let's go check it out. You're going to notice people write their names all over the place here. So we're going to take a look at some of the walls and some of the ceilings. So maybe your name, you might be able to see your name written on here if you were here before. We got very cool. Very cool. Lifelong. They're here for a while, for a long time. Come on back. If you wrote those things, you should come on back. Let's go check it out. Here we are. The world famous Bullocks Bistro. Look at that. There's people writing all over the wall here. Oh, wow. It's a small little place. It's very, very quaint. Very nice. And the most delicious fish in Yellowknife, for sure. And like I said, it's fresh fish caught from the Great Salt Lake. Caught in the morning, cleaned upstairs, cleaned, good, and then brought down to the cook right here. So, hours. Hi.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good.
What kind of fish do you have today?
We've got...
So we've got whitefish, red slave cod, char, and lake trout.
Nice.
We've also got halibut from Canada.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
All the way to the north.
Nice. And what kind of meat do you have?
Today we've got a buffalo ribeye.
Wow. You hear that? Buffalo ribeye. So I'm going to try the pan-fried whitefish and the buffalo ribeye. Yours?
Okay, right on it.
All right. Sorry?
Fries and salad.
Fried this out, please. Yes, fried this out. Okay. Let's go take a look at some of the wall. You white spot where you wrote your name before. Wonderful t-shirt. Look at that. Nice design. Nice color. Wow. All right. Taiwan. Korean. Japan. China. People from all over the world have been in here. All right, let's have a seat. And let me tell you about Yellowknife and North Star Adventures, and of course, Bullocks Bistro. Look at that one. I like that. That sign. That's a pretty cool sign. Hong Kong. Somebody should have took some time on that one.
Ready to start it here?
Thank you. Let's see. We've had many wonderful guests from Hong Kong, from China, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Philippines, all over the world. The furthest place that we have had guests, Perth, Australia. And I always tell this story online, I mean on our tours. In the cartoons when I grew up, I would see in the cartoons you drill through the earth and you come out in China. That's the cartoons here in North America. Well, in reality, if you drilled through the earth and you come out just west of Perth, Australia. So the opposite of Yellowknife, Perth, Australia. And we've had so many wonderful mates coming all the way from Perth to Yellowknife. One in particular, my mate, Alistair. Alistair, I hope you're on my mate and you're from Perth. He's been here 4 times. Yes, can you believe that? 4 times from Perth, Australia. He's guilted me into going to Perth. I gotta go and see him, mate. Again, welcome to everybody that's joining us today. Peggy, if you're there, thank you for joining Peggy from beautiful Seattle, home of the new NHL hockey franchise, the Kraken. So I will be down to see you guys soon. Thanks for joining, Peggy, and miss you. Hope you're doing well. So let me grab a menu to show you what's on the menu here. Do you have a menu?
I sure do. You ready for a menu?
Yes. I'm trying to show the folks what's on the menu here.
Okay.
Oh, right there.
Now, you're okay
I
with
was right
English
there.
menu? Right here.
Great. Thank you. All right, so let's see if I can show you what we have on the menu. All kinds of fish.
We have different languages too, Joe, if you're interested.
Great, yeah, if you could, yeah. So that's cool. When they have it in English and some other languages, we're just going to get the menu for the other languages. But look at all the wonderful fish. The meat. So we have some, I think, buffalo options and some muskox and some reindeer. Let me just take a look here. Okay, so we have, yes, whitefish, Great Salt Lake cod, lake trout, yes, Pickerel, oh my goodness, the Joe special, you know all about that. Many of you had that and we had it together. Pan-fried pickerel, Arctic char. I always say it's a cousin of the salmon. And if you want a meaty fish, the Arctic char, orange meat, very delicious, very delicious, very delicious. How do I say that in Japanese? Oishi desu. Mandarin, 好吃,非常好吃. Cantonese, hosei, hosei. Coney, or they call, I think the real name is Incanu. Reindeer, or it's almost very similar to our caribou, which has been very important for the Dene culture, the caribou. Google that one, caribou. Buffalo ribeye, we are having that today also, and that is delicious. I mean, that's good protein. And of course, fish chowder, buffalo stew, vegetarian salad, and other items here. Yeah, so very good. Let's check it out. They also, here's some photos. The grilled, the pan-fried, and that's what we're having today. Pan-fried whitefish today. And the deep-fried fish and chips. So here you are. It is in Japanese. You can see there, so they have the menu in Japanese. And they have this in Chinese. And Korean, which is, I think to say delicious in Korean is mashita. Deba. Mashita. And of course, every meal starts off homemade bread. Okay. Right over there. So as you see.
Maybe you sit here. Sit there.
Now, I gotta warn you, for many of you that have been here already, you know the servings are very big. So, for example, I think in Japan they have really small servings. So, if you're coming here with friends, you might want to order just one dish for two of you because it is huge. Two big pieces, for example, you'll see when we order the pan-fried whitefish, very, very big. I can't imagine how big the buffalo is going to be, but we're going to see in a few minutes. So we're having whitefish. I'm having whitefish today, and we're going to try some buffalo. In our language, we call the whitefish flu. Flu. It's kind of hard to pronounce because it's kind of spelled like KLU, but it's pronounced flu. And in our language, buffalo, we say edjura, which means buffalo. So when I was young, I grew up in a place called Fort Resolution, Northwest Territories. I was raised by my grandparents, and my grandfather would take me fishing. Well, go check the fish nets. We'd always go check the fish nets. So, and I was raised on whitefish. Very good for brain, omega-13, very healthy. So, I'm just kind of overwhelmed right now, to be honest. The first time I'm just sitting here. I've been down here, I think it was about a month ago, but at this table, and as you can see, not many people here today. We have no tourists, of course, in Yellowknife because of COVID and the NWT borders are closed. So they've been closed since last March. So it's been very hard for me because I'm always excited to meet new people from all over the world and do tours, but nobody is coming since March. So, and as you can see, usually it's busy and there's nobody here. So as I sit here and I'm looking out the window and I'm here and I'm thinking, I'm just getting a lot of memories are coming back of all the wonderful guests that took our tour and I come down to eat with here. Sheena, sitting here. Sheena May, ¿Cómo está? We ate here, let's see, that many times, but she was one guest with two other friends, and at the same time, Joe Woolley, I think, was also, we shared a table together, and that's what's a good thing about our tours. A lot of our guests get to know each other because we're on a tour. We offer more small personal tours, so our guests get to know each other. So they come, especially on our Aurora hunting tours. If we're out there doing Aurora hunting, there's only about 8 to 10 of us. You know they're all going to get to know each other while we're waiting for the Aurora. We're telling stories. So they come as strangers and they leave as friends. This is one of the highlights for me as a tour owner. wonderful guests get to know each other and become lifelong friends. And sometimes they send me photos saying, "Hey Joe, remember we were there about 6 years ago? Here we met together again. We're in Australia now, and here's a photo of us." Wow, they're together. I call that North Star family. So many of you out there right now belong to the North Star family. I'm so thankful that you are, and I look forward to seeing you guys one day when I go to your part of the world, when global travel resumes. And I know it's gonna come soon. And yeah, it's a whole different world out there. So hopefully you're doing well wherever you are. And I don't know if you can see that, but zoom in on somebody else that's hungry. The cross fox coming slowly. Look at it, he's nice and fat. Look at the fur on that. Wow, he is one healthy fox. So what you see out there is the Great Slave Lake. Oh, he's coming closer. There he goes. He's going for a walk. He's checking out Oldtown too. So quite common to see the fox. That's what we say when we go on our Aurora hunting tours. Because we move around, we say nothing but Aurora, wilderness, and wildlife. Or what do I say? How do I say it? Nothing but wilderness, wildlife, and Aurora on our Aurora hunting tours. So, oh, it smells good. I'm getting hungry. I wish you could smell what I can smell right now. Yeah, I can remember sitting over there with, so many wonderful guests. Sarah and Paul, wonderful guests. I think they were here 4 times. They've come here 4 times from the United States. Sarah and Paul. We've become very good friends. Oh, right on, great.
So the buffalo.
Yeah.
And this is the pan-fried whitefish.
Okay. Can I get that glass of water, please? Great, thank you. Oh, and look at that. Jeez. Wow. Pan-fried whitefish. Thank you. Let me just open this up for you. Whoa. So, for all of you who've been here before, of course, you know what we do next now. Pan-fried whitefish, buffalo ribeye. We grab world famous salad dressing over here. Yes. They make that here, their own secret recipe, and I don't know what it is, but it's delicious. So let's shake this up. Oh, grab some ketchup. And salt and pepper. Let's try the whitefish first. Pretty cool shaped bottle. I didn't even notice that for a long time. Shape of a fish. Okay. So, even though you're supposed to only put it on the salad, I actually pour it all over. And for those of you that we used to sit down and eat together, you know that after it's over, I'll take the bread and I would wipe up the plate with all the sauces. So here we go. Of course, many of you have been here before, you know what this tastes like. And I would say, okay, it's so good, don't only put it on a salad, put it on your French fries. And then put it on your fish. It is, oh, let's put that over here as well. On this salad, and a little bit on the fries, and a little bit on the buffalo. Oh, look at that, that looks delicious. I need, we need tartar sauce, so. What was your favorite you came down here, did you try? And of course, let me just say that the Joe Special, for those of you who remember that, the Joe Special is the pan-fried pickerel, and it's only in season. So I think it's only available in the springtime and the fall time. I asked if they had it today, they don't have it, so. Oh, I'm just waiting for them again so I can get some tartar sauce for the fish. Sarah, Jean, thank you for checking in, folks. I really appreciate you're here with us today. I wish you were actually here with me so we could actually have some of this and get to visit each other again. So, but I don't know. It's just I'm kind of like a nostalgic person, so I'm just thinking here, and all these memories are coming in of all the wonderful guests that I would sit down with. I have to be honest though too, at the same time, because you know, North Star Adventures was started back, way back. This is our 15th year now, so in 2007, and we'd be, every winter would be of course crazy busy, right from about December all the way to April, every day, daytime, nighttime, airport pickup, airport drop off, winter clothing, delivery, pickup, tours. So this is the first year I really had a chance to have Christmas with my family, New Year's Eve with my family, because there's no tours, right? So got to it's a forced break, which is, in that respect, it's kind of nice. But miss you guys. I miss you guys, and I miss Yellowknife. Misses all of you guys. Of course, the tourism industry in Yellowknife has been hit very hard because of the pandemic. Devastating. I think a lot of the tour companies have closed down, and we are barely surviving, but we're trying to make the best of a bad situation. And can I get some tartar sauce, please? Yeah, just gonna get some tartar sauce because they also have the best tartar sauce here. Very delicious. Check out that. Good, thank you. Again, for those of you that sat down with me, you know that I love the tartar sauce. All right, here we go. Here we go. This is what I was waiting for. Smothered in the Bullocks Bistro sauce. Fresh fish from the Great Slave Lake. Oh, delicious. One second, I gotta have some more. Wow. Some more sauce. Bon appetit. Itadakimasu. Oh. Whoa, that is so delicious. Woo. You can taste the freshness. I mean, when I eat that, it's almost like, well, first of all, it's delicious. Second of all, healthy. Right from the Great Slave Lake this morning, hours ago. Well, as you know, you remember what my favorite is? Pan-fried pickerel. Wow, look at that. Smothered in the Bullocks Bistro sauce. And I was telling you before, they sell the sauce. You can actually go online and probably order it, and they'll send you the bottle, so it's pretty cool. Again, look at that. The funny part is, like I said before, I didn't realize the bottle was in the shape of a fish only until like about a couple of years ago. So that's pretty fun. But that's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so delicious. Okay, let's try the buffalo. Look at that. Look how big that is. That looks So juicy too. I don't know where to start. Let's go this way. My grandfather, Joe Buggins, is the man who raised me. When he was a young man, way back in the 40s and 50s, 60s, would go hunt buffalo. And back then, you went by dog team. Back then, it was minus 40, minus 50. So, again, checking in from wherever you are. Thank you for checking in. Walter from Toronto. Young and Finch. Bay Street? No, Young and Dundas. I call that the New York of Times Square of Canada. Thank you for checking in, Walter. As I was saying, my grandfather would go hunting for buffalo when he was a young man. And back in those days, you had to use a dog team. And it was minus 40s and 50s. But that's our life as Indigenous people. We get our food from the land, from the buffalo. So for me to eat this buffalo now in 2021, it's a connection to my grandfather who has passed on now. He's gone to the next world. So, wow, look at that. Look how juicy that is. Wow. Oh my God! Woo! Delicious! Oh my God! And like I said, healthy, delicious and healthy. So these are the foods that come from the land. For us, I was told when I was growing up, the traditional foods are like medicine food. They're good. The fish, the animals, the rabbit, we harvest these foods. We have been harvesting this food for thousands of years. We have a relationship, we have a special relationship with the land and the animals. When we harvest these animals, it's a spiritual, it's kind of a spiritual activity. We would pray to the spirit animal for allowing us to have that animal. For example, if we harvest a buffalo, we would, after we shoot the buffalo, we would pray and say, thank you, Masicho, which means thank you very much in our language for giving us this animal. Again, in our language, buffalo means ejure. So you would say that for buffalo. In our language, we really don't have a word for saying hi. We would say, if you're in the South Slave region, you would say, in the North Slave region, you would say, Dagundi. Dagundi, how's it going? How are you? What are you doing? That's for the Mackenzie River and the Great Bear Lake. In the Klutsoke, in the Quechua area towards the east arm of the Great Slave Lake, we would say, a tien now, which means, like I said before, it translates loosely to like, I hope you are living well. Nowadays, it's more common. A lot of people are saying, Panatia, Panatia, how are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? So, I think in the Clicho region, just west of Yellowknife, you'd say, Dante, Dante, what are you doing? So we don't have a word for hi, but we have a word for what are you doing? Did you eat now? Those are always good conversation starters. So, 1 second. Let's dip some of the bread into the sauce. If you guys could just smell this, it smells so nice. like I was saying, very big servings. That's a good thing I'm hungry. As I was saying, things are slow now, but we're hoping. Wait, I gotta try some more fish. Talking about the traditional foods, fish, buffalo, moose, rabbit. I was talking about for thousands of years we've survived, we've harvested those animals, but it's kind of a spiritual relationship. We respect the animal, even after death. We respect the animal. I remember my grandfather saying, I think one time me and my brother were playing with the fur. One time we got some rabbit, and he said, don't do that. It's not nice. So it's a very sacred thing for us to harvest an animal and have that relationship as Indigenous people. Unfortunately, sometimes things change. For example, about 20 years ago, they discovered, 25 years ago, they discovered diamonds in the Northwest Territories. And I think today we have 3 diamond mines. And they are huge operations, and they impact the land and environment quite a bit. And it's really impacted our caribou. Caribou, again, like I said, Google caribou. It's been very, very important for us as Indigenous people. Us, Indigenous people, and the caribou have existed together for thousands of years. And with the diamond mines, one mine in particular, I think was discovered right in the migratory path of the caribou that they've been using for thousands of years. So now all of a sudden the caribou's like, hey, what's going on? We can't go here no more. And they had to move around, and our caribou numbers have dropped down. So we have very low caribou numbers now. And this has only happened in my lifetime. That's who would ever thought that we would run out of caribou? And we haven't run out of it. The government of the Northwest Territories has initiated conservation plans. The Indigenous groups in the various regions are managing conservation plans, so hopefully the caribou will come back, but definitely times are changing. And I think it's even more special now that we have this special relationship with the land and the animals as Indigenous people. This is one of the things we talk about and we show on our culture tours. As you may know, North Star Adventures is a 100% Indigenous owned and operated tour company. 50,000 years of experience, and we incorporate elements of our Indigenous culture into every tour we do. The fact that we're 100% Indigenous owned, we do a city tour, snowmobile tour, ice fishing tour, buffalo viewing. We always talk about the Indigenous connection with that in that tour. So when you join our tours, and we even have the culture tours, which is really immersed into our culture. We have a summer, for example, our snowmobile wilderness tour. It's a 3-hour tour, but we'll snowmobile out to our trappers' tents and teepees. You'll try some buffalo and some fish. We'll pan fry some small amounts. You get to sample the taste, and of course, you're snowmobiling through the wilderness, through the trails, and open the frozen lakes. And when we stop and we shut off all the snowmobiles, we talk about our culture. We talk about our land and our connection to the land. As Indigenous people, we are the original tour guides. If you can think about that, the Visitors started coming over here in the late 1400s, even maybe before that, in the year 1000 with the Vikings. And when they got here, we were here, so they saw us, and so yeah, you could say we are the original tour guides and of North America. And here at North Star Adventures, myself, we're just continuing that tradition. As Indigenous people, we love to share and show our land. I mean, you heard stories about when the visitors first came over in the 1400s. We welcomed them. You know, they were strange people to us, but we welcomed them. But well, things didn't go as we planned, as you may know. But that's just our nature. We're very welcoming people, and that's why it's so. For me to be in tourism, it was just a natural fit because I love to meet new people from all over the world. I have here's a good little story. In grade 4, because I had such an interest in global places, I was the only one in my class in grade 4 to have a pen pal in Africa, because I was so interested in what was life like in different parts of the world. Nobody else really kind of cared for that, but I was the only one. But when the letter came in from Africa, wow, they're all surrounding my desk and they want to see what this young boy from Africa wrote. And I had a connection. Can you imagine now, can you imagine me, how happy I was when social media started to really take on, become a regular part of our lives? I got to see different parts of the world just on social media, so very cool here. We got a question, great question here about how did our indigenous tribes communicate in the old days? Well, in the old days, there wasn't much communication. There was a lot of warfare. So the Cree tribes were traditional enemies with the Akecho tribe. The Akecho tribe was traditional enemy with the Klicho tribe. So it was regional. We were very nomadic people. We traveled all over. For example, the Akecho tribe, the Yellowknife Dene, my grandfather and his ancestors, my ancestors would travel from the Great Slave Lake, this is from your view, from the Great Slave Lake all the way to the Hudson's Bay. And then back, and then all the way to the Arctic Ocean. And that whole area, it was our traditional hunting area. And then sometimes we'd go west towards Mackenzie River and the Horn Plateau area. But this was mostly our area. The Klicho were mostly in the west, in the Wati, Yamati area. The Decho were along the Mackenzie River. As a matter of fact, we showcase that on our culture tours. We have 4 main culture tours that showcase the different cultured people of the Northwest Territories based on geography. So the Mackenzie River, the Decho, our Decho culture package. The people of the Sawtoo region, the Great Bear Lake, and a lot of mountains, the mountain people, Drum Lake, our Drum Lake culture tour. And the wonderful people of the Inuit, of the Arctic Ocean. Wow, I was up there in a place called Kogatuk. It's a whole different world up there. It's incredible, and I hope you get to experience one day. It's called the Arctic Ocean Cultural Experience. And it showcases the Inuit people, the Arctic tundra, the Arctic Ocean. An amazing culture. They are very strong, resilient people. Can you imagine living up in the Arctic? No trees, ice, snow, wind. I can't imagine. Very strong people. And then of course we have the Akecho from my ancestors, the Great Slave Lake and towards the Hudson's Bay and the Arctic tundra. The Thai Benenene culture tour. And that's on our website, check it out, northstaradventures.ca. So we moved around. We followed the caribou, and my grandmother was born on the trap line, following the caribou. She doesn't know where she was born. She was just born. I think there's 3 or 4 families that would travel together. They would set up their tents and their dog teams, and other midwives would help her give birth. 4 or 5 days later, boom, back on the trap line, back on the trail, going after the caribou. Amazing life. My grandmother witnessed the traditional lifestyle, no white man, and then white man contact, and then when she passed away at 93 years old, she was living in a high-rise 6th floor with a cell phone and a bank card. So you can imagine how it changed in her life. Incredible, 93 years. So, but I always say every day is a good day to be Indigenous. So for me to be here in 2021, after the plagues of 1920 and the fierce, harsh climates, many of our people died because of starvation and because of freezing to death and disease. So for me to be here in 2021 shows that I have strong blood coming through me. And very thankful to be here today, along with a lot of other Native people you see. They must have strong blood to survive all those things. Hold on, hang on a second. Speaking of land, let me get some more buffalo here. So I hope this brings back memories for those that have been here to Bullocks Bistro. And for those that want to come to Yellowknife, you definitely got to come down here and check out this nice, beautiful little restaurant for traditional foods, local, healthy foods. Okay, 1 second. Look at that. Look how juicy that is. See that? Wow. That's mouth-watering. Oh. Whoa! Hoja! Jing Hoja! I think that was Taiwanese for very delicious. Mucho, mucho delicioso. Sí, sí, mucho, mucho. Filipino, I think you say masarap. Masarap. Excuse me, I gotta go back to the fish one more time. Oh my goodness, look at that. Put a little bit of butter sauce on that. Mouth-watering. Let me finish this buffalo first. So, the weather, minus 24 today. Again, very warm compared to the old days. It's supposed to be getting colder this week. We're going to do another live stream this weekend, maybe Sunday. I don't know if you guys heard about throwing the hot water in the air. We're going to do a live stream of throwing the hot water in the air. If you look on our Instagram, North Star Adventures Instagram, you'll see a photo of what we did last year. Very cool photo with the water being thrown and then with the sun setting right in the middle. Check that out. North Star Adventures on our Instagram. I always like to dip the bread in the sauce. Even the bread is good. The buffalo is a little bit tough. I'm still chewing. Savoring the flavor. Okay. No fish. Oh my God. Delicious and healthy. Pan-fried fish. I'm gonna have one more. One more. Very delicious tartar sauce. So behind me you can see the old Weaver and Devore. We talked about that outside earlier. This is the original Weaver and Devore store that started way back in 1936. Must have been a nice small little store with a great view of the Great State Lake. Now it's today Bullocks Bistro in Oldtown. So check out their website. They got some good merchandise. Weaver and Devore. Don't forget to check out their website to see the best place in Canada to buy the Canada Goose parka. Weaver and Devore, right across the street there. Check their website. Yeah, we're just about done here. Okay, I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna say goodbye right now, and I just want to say thank you very much for joining me on this little trip down memory lane. Bullocks Bistro, Oldtown. We were in Devore. Feel free to leave a comment. And thank you for joining us. Hopefully you're doing well wherever you are. Stay safe, wear masks, practice responsible social distancing. And I would love to, I could always talk more, but I gotta finish these off. So take care and keep following us on our, if you follow us on North Adventures, we really appreciate it. Tell your families and friends. Like I said, we're gonna be probably doing a live stream again on Sunday, doing the water in the air trick, because it's going to be very cold on Sunday. They're saying minus 40 degrees Celsius. Woo! Hold on! Alright, thank you for joining. Signing off from Bullocks Bistro, Joel the Hunter. Take care, talk to you soon.